So here we are, folks. What do you think? Here's our pepperoni and quadruple tomato Detroit style Ninja air fryer pizza. What a mouthful. So we zoom in. How does it look? What do you think, folks? Sun-dried tomatoes, cherry tomatoes, pepperoni, mozzarella, top shelf tomato sauce, overnight in the fridge, fermented pizza base dough. We'll be moving on with this experiment, by the way, but I was thinking last night, for people who live by themselves, or seniors who also may live by themselves or with a two-person household, making ends meet becomes harder and harder. And being able to cook fairly simple but wholesome meals in a utensil like the Ninja air fryer could be very, very important to people like that. And yes, England, the country of my birth, I'm thinking of the senior citizens that live there especially. So with that, folks, I hope you enjoyed this. We'll take a couple more shots of this pizza. If this is the sort of content you like, please like and subscribe, and I'd love to hear your comments. Thanks for watching. Let's all have a great day in our kitchens. Before we start on Ninja air fryer pizza part 2, I want to talk about this. This is a Cassaware 7¼ inch air fryer pan liner. It's metal, heavy gauge, non-stick. Cost $16.59, and I have to say, and I paid that, by the way, this is not a sponsored section of the video. This at least doubles or more the utility of your Ninja air fryer. So if you have a Ninja and you're interested in cooking for 1 or 2 people, you might want to seriously think about looking at getting one of these. Easy cleanup and just adds to the utility of your air fryer. So here's our dough in the pan ready to go into the air fryer for a preliminary bake. I reduced the hydration this time to 60%. It also spent overnight in the fridge, had a rise yesterday and a rise out of the fridge today, and it's raising very vigorously. Punched it down, put it in the pan, and we're going to bake it now. I will say, even at 60%, you could not roll this dough. And I'm thinking this is something to do with either this batch or 00 flour in particular, but it's just extremely hard to handle. Doesn't matter, we're making a pizza base and it's in a pan, Detroit style, so doesn't matter, but it will on some occasions. So hydration's really going to become an issue with this dough. I'll knock it down to 50% next time, which is getting pretty low, and we'll see how it works out. But for now, let's get this into the Ninja and see how it works out. Well, this is interesting. The lower hydration dough has actually risen more than the higher hydration dough and has not browned as much. If I tap it, I hope you can hear that pretty hollow sound. I'm going to flip it around. One side's risen more than the other. Shouldn't happen with a vertical fan. Give it a spritz of olive oil and just see if we can brown this top up a bit before we put the sauce coatings on. So here's what our, I suppose, Detroit style pizza, since we're doing it in a pan, looks like with its toppings, which is our top shelf tomato sauce, shredded mozzarella, uncured pepperoni. We'll talk about that at the end of the video because that's a lie. Tomatoes and sun-dried tomatoes. So this is quadruple tomato Detroit style pepperoni pizza. How's that for a mouthful? Well, into the Ninja it goes.